Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes. What's up, space user? Welcome, Title Manager. I have been looking forward to this. I'm playing War Thunder 2 at 2 in the morning. Ah, sounds like fun. You should play with Marcus. But he's at work, so. Apparently there's mods for this already? It just came out. Mutaku NGL? Oh, we're gonna do story mode. Hold on. I need to see options, gameplay. I don't think I have to worry about it, right? Should I be guy or girl? Oh, thank you, Space User. You didn't have to do that. Let's be a guy. We are going to be Devin Fox. What's the group name? Fran Shushu? Golden Dawn. Yeah, sure. Whatever time it is for you. Doing well. I'm more awake than I've been for the past week. Our rival shall be female. Our tutorial shall be enabled. Difficulty. Relax. No fail state. Money is not an issue. Not recommended for first-time players. Challenging experience. It may take you some time to figure out a strategy that works for you or recommended for the first playthrough. Try this if you're up for a new challenge. Not recommended. We'll do normal. Da 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 da.
あら、藤本さんに会いに来たの。
Oh, are you here to meet with Fujimoto? Sorry to break it to you, but he's not here right now. If you had an appointment scheduled for now, well, you might be waiting for a while. Fujimoto has a habit of keeping people waiting. When will Fujimoto be here? Hey, do I look like I know? I don't even work here. I mean, it's not like anyone works here, right? Not at the moment, at least. If you wanted to meet anyone who works for Fujimoto, well, you showed up a week too late. What happened a week ago?
Huh?
Oh, you didn't know? Well, this building might look like a ghost town now, but it used to be a home to some very lucrative businesses. They were the kind of business that turn a very large profit, but they did most of their business in cash, if you catch my drift. Fujimoto runs the kind of business that favors profits over morals, kicking it old school with the world's oldest profession. Of course, the local law enforcement was usually willing to turn a blind eye as long as they got a cut of the action. But ever since our city was chosen to host the upcoming Summer Games, the higher-ups have started cracking down on that sort of thing. I guess Fujimoto decided to clean up his act before the police had to get involved, which would explain why this building is now empty. And some of the neighborhood's finest massage therapists are now finding themselves out of a job. But I guess their loss is your gain, right? That's what you're meeting Fujimoto about. Well, as best as I can gather, Fujimoto's goal is to clean up his act. But let me give you a piece of advice. People don't change their ways so easily, you dig? If you want to run things squeaky clean, you'll be running against the grain. Who are you? Me? I'm just a concerned citizen giving out some free advice. Is that enough gossip? I would have thought it would have been drug deals for some reason. It sounds like, lucrative massage business, meaning that they probably gave away a lot of happy endings. If you know what I mean. If you catch my drift. If you know what I'm laying down. If you know the spiel that I'm spraying. Hold on. If you know what side the dog's barking. If you're smelling what I'm stepping in. If you're picking up what I'm laying down. Let's see. You get my meaning. You know what I mean. You see what I mean. You take my meaning. You understand what I mean. Catch my drift. Do you hear me? Do you understand? Do you understand what I mean? Get me. Get my drift. Get my meaning. Get my point. Get the point. Get what I mean. Gets me. I mean. Know what I mean. Misunderstanding me. See my point. See what I mean. Takes my meaning. Understand me. Understand what I mean. Understanding me. Understands me. Understood me. Okay, you can understand me. You catch my meaning. You feel me. You follow me. You get me. You get the idea. You get the picture. You get what I mean. You got it. You got me. You hear me. You know what that means. You misunderstand me. You misunderstood me. You read me. You see my point. You understand me. You understand my meaning. You understand what that means. You understood. Where were we? I had to. Is that enough gossip? I'm just trying to impress upon you that Fujimoto is probably desperate to fill this space with some kind of business. Whoever fills it could probably get away with running it at least at a loss for the foreseeable future. One of the benefits of not caring where your money comes from means you can accumulate a lot of it. And Fujimoto spent a lot of time not caring where his money came from. Anyway, I've already said too much. Enjoy your meeting with Fujimoto, alright? Alright then. Chapter 1. Ah, you're supposed to be Devin Fox again. Alright, sorry to have kept you waiting. Good to finally meet you in person. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised to see you're so young, but entertainment does seem to be a young person's game, especially when it comes to managing a talent. That background music is kind of loud. I can't pause it. Turn it down a little bit. Anyway, your age is less important to me than your experience, which was enough to impress me. I'm glad you're impressed. The thing that caught my eye, however, wasn't your education or even your most recent work experience. I was most impressed by the fact that you worked at a convenience store in high school. Most people wouldn't brag about working at a convenience store, but to become a part-time manager at such a young age is certainly unusual. Especially given that I happen to know that convenience store. It's in a pretty rough and tumble part of town. You're someone who knows how to get things done, aren't you? Managing an idle agency isn't exactly the same thing as running a convenience store, but you have to deal with a lot of the same problems. Young employees who are trying to balance school and work, running on a tight budget, keeping customers happy. If you know the business fundamentals, I think you'll do well here. And if you don't know everything you need to, I hope you'll learn fast. So anyway, I have the paperwork here if you're ready to sign. Your terms are, well, let's just say that they're the best terms I was able to get on such short notice. Anyway, I don't want you to think of me as your boss. You're the boss. I'm just a sponsor. An investor, if you will. This is your enterprise. I'm just buying myself a piece of the action. Oh, this is Fujimoto. I envisioned him as a sleazy fat guy, but he's pretty cut, you know. When it comes to starting capital, I'm afraid I can't offer much in the way of cash. My investments haven't left me very liquid. I'm taking a loss on a significant portion of my portfolio, you see. Part of the reason this building happens to be vacant, but I can offer you use of the bottom floor, rent-free. Pretty lucky for my loss to turn into your gain, isn't it? This kind of generosity isn't typical for me, so don't get used to it. What do you get out of this? I already said, didn't I? I just want a piece of the action. You do all the hard work, and if you turn out to be a success, I get some of the prestige by association. If it fails, well, it won't be the first business venture I've seen fail. Plus, the truth is, I need someone to fill this property. If you let a space go unused for too long, it can start to look run down, and that can affect the value of the surrounding property. It's not good to have a building that never has anyone leaving or entering. But if you start expanding and taking up more space, you're going to have to pay rent for the space you move into. It's a bit early to worry about that, though. For the time being, I assume we'll be focused on getting some starting talent, training them up, doing basic promotion, and most importantly, getting yourself a fan base. I don't know everything about the entertainment industry, but the thing I do know is that you're nothing without your fans. An idol group lives or dies based on the size of the following it gets. Of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention to your bank account, but if you're not increasing the size of your following, you're probably doing something wrong. Plus, there's me to think about. One of the reasons I want to sponsor an idol group is that one day I can turn on TV and pick up a newspaper and see people talking about something I helped create. So go out there and make me proud. So, are you ready to formalize the agreement, or is there anything else anything I forgot to recover? There was a woman who told me things. Oh, that's fine. I'll look forward to working with you. Ha, likewise. But don't expect to see too much of me. Don't get me wrong. I'll try to come out to big events, but I'm a busy man. You don't think you're the only investment I'm making, right? Oh, don't worry. I'm not sponsoring any other idol groups. I'm against any interest in sponsoring two different companies that might compete against each other. But I'm always trying to diversify my portfolio, so I might stop by the office every once in a while. But I don't expect to see too much of my face. Hey, running an idol group can be complicated. It's challenging, even for those who have experience. A comprehensive guide would be useful, yeah? I wouldn't mind getting a few pointers. I thought so. That's why I'd like to give you this binder. It was put together by one of my former associates. And it lays out SOP for a lot of things you'll need to do when you're running an idol group. That sounds useful. Documents like the ones you'll find in this binder are the lifeblood of any organization. Oh, is there a way to formalize the concept so the organization is never reliant on a single person? That's all of their knowing is stored in a form that allows anyone to pick up and take over the role. So I'm not the person who's had to do this. I sponsored lots of businesses here before, Mr. Fox. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll leave the binder in your capable hands. It consists of a series of lessons on various topics. Anyway, I think it's about time that I get out of your hair and let you actually start doing your job. Any questions before I turn you loose? Any last minute advice? I think the best lessons are the ones you learn by trying and failing. How's that for advice? Don't get discouraged if things don't work out. A lot of starting businesses fail. To be honest, for an inexperienced person like you running a business, it wouldn't be that surprising of an outcome. That might sound pessimistic, but hopefully it takes some of the pressure off. Every venture like this is ultimately a gamble. If you go bankrupt, I won't personally hold it against you. After all, money isn't everything, but it does tend to make life a lot easier. So try to make make sure your spending is judicious. Sweet. All right, we're getting into it. So I haven't seen anything into this. I am going to turn master volume down to 60 and turn this back up. Click on unused part of the building to build a room there. Let's create your office. After all, you need a place to work. Okay, so we have your office, your office and office. Okay, so separate offices. Dressing room, doctor's office, recording studio. Interesting. Open the staff tab. Staff. It's you! I look adorable. Each staffer is represented by a card on this menu. You're the first, and so far the only staffer at Foxies of Golden Dawn. I kind of like that name now. It's growing on me. On this menu, you can click on a staffer to change their nickname, or to fire them. Of course, you can't fire yourself, but you can give yourself a nickname if you'd like. Can I? What? Oh. Nickname. There we go. As the UI indicates, you're currently not assigned to any room. How about we move you over to that newly created office? Grab your card by clicking on the handle icon and drag yourself over to your office. Cool. Nice. Look at you, already at work. This is the start of your journey as an idol manager. Here, you can see the current date. The green progress bar beneath the date indicates how close tomorrow is. The days go by so fast, don't they? If you need time to think or plan your next move, you can pause time by using this button. The play button will resume time, and the fast forward button will cause time to move at an accelerated pace. Time will only pass when you're on this screen. Anytime you're experiencing a story event, time will pause automatically. You can't have an idol group without idols. It's time to hold some auditions. You can choose to hold local, regional, or nationwide auditions. Making a wider talent search for regional or nationwide audition will increase the chance of getting a highly talented idol, but will also cost a lot more. There's also a cooldown for holding higher tiers of audition. Auditions are planned from your office. Click on your office to select the auditions option. Let's hold a local or regional audition for now. How much money do we have? What's that? 5 million yen? 5,500,000 yen. Oh, whoop. One guaranteed silver eye. Oh, is this a gacha game? Alright then. Drop rates applied to each idol in the audition. Silver, gold, platinum. Alright, we'll hold a regional. The talent scout begins. It will take a few days for the audition to finish. It looks like the game is currently paused. Our talent scout won't progress if time isn't moving forward. Let's unpause it so that time can pass. As you can see, your portrait has a progress bar that will fill as the audition gets closer to finishing. Remember, if you want time to progress faster, you can always press the fast forward button. Just make sure not to lose track of time. It's a brand new day and the talent scouting is finished. It's time to look at the audition candidates and decide who to hire. Click the audition icon over your head to see the candidates. Each audition finds 5 idols. Who they are is a mystery. Let's click on one of them to get started. Iwasaki Miao. Mao. 53. Oh. Each idol has 4 stats that are based on their appearance and 4 stats that are based on their talents. Oh. So, looks, talent. Next to each stat, you'll see 2 numbers. The first number is the current value of that stat. 80, 17, 19, 24. Interesting. The second number in brackets is the potential for that stat. You can think of potential as a soft cap. Once an idol reaches their potential in a certain stat, it will be much harder to raise that stat through training. Oh. So usually you'll probably want more stats above that bracketed number, especially if the bracket's high. Her cool factor is pretty high. Pretty and sexy are pretty low. But she's looks like she has a lot of potential for dance. Okay. Each idol has a unique trait. Some traits are beneficial, others can be more of a hindrance than a help. Penalties for low stamina are drastically reduced. Okay. I might accept her. You can click here to hire this girl to be an idol in your group. But hold up, before we hire her, let's take a look at the other candidates. Try clicking on each of the other idols to see how they stack up. What's this number? Total number of points, maybe? You can click here to hire this girl to be an idol in your group. Hold up. Okay. Ooh. Wow, it looks like you were lucky enough to find a rare idol. That means she has pretty high starting stats, but we'll probably give her a head start over any of the other idols. The number above each idol's portrait down here represents their overall rating. It's essentially an average of all their stats and can help with comparing different idols. I see. Now that we've had a chance to look at all of these idols, let's decide who to hire. You can hire as many or as few idols as you'd like. Since you're just starting out and have no idols, let's hire at least 3 idols to start out. Alright, well, we're gonna hire you. I like you. Let's see. Your smart's at 1 right now? Really? Your potential for dance is pretty high. Your vocal's low, but it can be trained up. Your smart's low, but can be trained up pretty high. Your cute's low, but your cool is high. Gets anxiety, slight reduction of all stats when you have a big event in production. No. Oh, prone to romantic involvement. If I had to pick, 51 isn't too bad. Most of her stats are pretty decent. We'll probably go with you. Nice, you fire 3 idols. It looks like there are 2 left in this batch. You can either hire them as well or send them packing. Click the finish button when you're done. Hey, I'm part of Foxes of Golden Dawn now. I'm glad to hear you're looking out for me and the other girls, but just between you and me, I think I'll be fine on my own. The girls here all work so hard, don't they? I'm surprised to be accepted as part of Foxes of Golden Dawn. Glad to be on board. I might not always be the first to the party, but there's a good chance I'll be the last one standing at the end of the night. Okay. Now that your group has idols, it's time to give them something to do. Let's go over to the Activities tab. Every day, your group can perform an activity. Performance will spend idle stamina and will earn some money. Promotion will spend stamina to gain some fans. Spa treatment will spend money to allow 3 idols to increase some of their physical stamina. At the bottom of the screen, you can see how many fans, money, and scandal points your group has. Scandal points? Interesting. It looks like right now your group doesn't have any much of a following. Let's fix that by doing a promotion to gain new fans. Okay. Success! You got some fans. You can now hover over your fans on the bottom of the screen at any time to see your current demographics or your group's fan base. So, let's see. Most of them look like hardcore. Most of them simply look like hardcore fans. Appeal, opinion, demographic, number of fans. 3 female casual adults. 2 hardcore young adults. Now it's a new day. Let's plan a different activity for your group. It's time for performance. It looks like brought in a bit of money. Alright, you can do 1 activity every day, so choose wisely. Since you're first starting out, it might be a good idea to do some more promotions to increase your fan following. By the way, the benefit you get from doing a daily activity is based on the level of that daily activity. Hover over each daily activity to see how you can unlock higher levels. Unlocking higher level daily activities is one of the best ways to make faster progress as an idol group. If you're ever stuck, consider checking your daily activities and seeing what the requirements are to level up. Whenever your idols work, they spend stamina. You can check their stamina in the idol menu. Physical stamina, mental stamina. Here you can see idol. Here you can see an idol's physical and mental stamina. Ordinarily, idols spend physical stamina when working, but if you force them to work when they're completely exhausted, it will drain their mental stamina instead. Idols with low physical stamina are at a greater risk of becoming injured, and idols with low mental stamina can become depressed. Be a good boss and try not to work your idols too hard. Both mental and physical stamina will recover over time, but mental stamina will recover much more slowly. Here you can view your idol stats, but by default it will display their looks and talent stats. Click on the arrow next to their stats to view their relationship stats. These stats indicate your relationship with each idol. They indicate your friendship, influence, and romance level. Friendship is a measure of how much an idol likes you. Increase it by socializing with them and generally being pleasant whenever you interact with them. Influence is a measure of how in debt an idol feels to you. Increase it by doing favors for her. Romance is a measure of, well, you know, you might be able to increase it by flirting, but not everyone will respond well to those kinds of advances. You can click on an idol to change her nickname or put her on hiatus. Later, when you create multiple idol groups, you can also click on them to assign them to different idol groups. Click on the profile icon to bring up an idol's profile screen. Here you can view more detailed information about her stats. The Fans tab will tell you about the demographic of her fan base. The Jobs tab will display any contracts an idol gets. The Bonds tab will display an idol's relationship with other idols in the group. You can click here to see who she's friends with and to see which group members she might not be getting along with. It looks like we don't know very much about her current relationships with the other members of the group. Let's socialize and get to know her better. From the idol menu, choose an idol and drag her card into your office. It takes time to prepare a social event, so let time progress. Remember that you can always fast forward. Looks like you're ready to associate with the add-ons. Let's go get coffee. Casual conversation is a good way to get to know your idols and keep building friendship. Try flirting at your own risk. Not everyone is receptive to a romantic event overture. You can ask an idol about her wishes to find out what her goals are. Helping her fulfill her goals will increase your influence with her. You can ask an idol to share gossip about other group members or ask her to mentor a younger member of the group. Note that most group members don't share gossip if they're not on friendly terms with you. What's up, Vanilla? If you have influence with an idol, you can spend that influence to get her to do certain things. If your idol is bullying another group member, you might need to resort to this option to get her to stop. How are you today? Or tonight? Every idol graduates and leaves the group eventually. You can ask her when she's planning to graduate or accelerate her graduation. It's best to begin every working relationship by getting to know the other person. Let's engage in some casual conversation with this idol. I'm good. This game looks cute. It's Idol Manager. It is rather adorable. Casual conversation. Hey, what's up? Hori Rena talks a bit about a manga she recently started reading and shares a personal anecdote about her family. You also find out that Hori Rena has a large collection of American comic books. You can't run everything yourself. IO needs to be coached, and you need staffers to help with sales and production tasks. Let's go and hire some. Click over the staff tab. Click the green hire button. Here you can hire a variety of different staffers. This screen will also show you what type of room the staffers work in. For example, dance coaches and choreographers work in the dance room. Each staffer will have one or two specializations for the staffer type. They can still perform the tasks they're not a specialist at. You can choose from novice, professional, and expert level staffers. More experienced staffers will start with higher stats, but also cost more money to employ. As a starting group with a limited budget, it is best to keep our costs low, so let's hire a novice staffer for now. For now, let's start by hiring a manager to help us with some business deals. Select either a sales manager or a production manager. So, deals or production? Business proposal success rate 30%, chance of successful negotiation 60. Gets business proposals 25% faster. Success rate is 40%, 30%. I don't know. I won't hire you. Now our new staffer needs a place to work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office for her. Click unused space and select office. Grab the staffer card and drag her into the office. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Now that you've hired a staff, they'll generate research points whenever they're not working on an assigned task. Looks like you already have some research points. Let's go spend them. Here, you can hover over each type of research point to see how much research points your staffers are passively generating each day. You can also buy research points by clicking on the green buy icon. Interesting. Let's spend some of your manager's research points. Oh. You can spend manager research points to unlock different marketing options, or unlock different types of business contracts. It looks like you don't have enough research points to unlock anything, and you can generate more research points passively or buy them from the previous menu. Yeah, that's fine. Let's unlock the photo shoot business contract. Click and hold. Yeah. Click and hold to spend research points on this photo shoot. Once you've unlocked an item with research points, you can spend more research points to level up in the future. Note that certain items have separate requirements to unlock. For example, unlocking the variety show business contract requires that your group have a certain number of fans and fame. Let's go back to the previous menu. Different staffer types can be used to research different items. For example, you'll use music research points to unlock different musical genres, and use dance research points to unlock different styles of choreography. You have a manager working for you. Let's have her make some business proposals. Click on the staffer's office and select business proposals. It'll take some time for her to finish. Remember that you can always fast forward to make time progress faster. So far, this is a very interesting game. I have been waiting for this to come out, though. Well, while we're waiting, No Vanilla, how you been? I hope things are well. Looks like she finished creating a business proposal. Let's click the yen icon and see. Ooh. Each client will be looking for an idol who is good in a particular stat. You get to choose which idol participates. You have 3 options. How good the rewards are, depending on how good the idol is in the desired stat that the client is looking for. Your staffer can try to negotiate a better rate. The number of times you can negotiate is based on the staffer's deal stat. Renegotiating the deal can result in a better or worse result. The results are random, with the odds of success determined by the staffer's deal stat. Once you have an outcome you like, click the Accept button. Cool, 95. Yeah. Negotiate. Ow. I wrote it. Worst deal ever. I got an achievement for that one. You can also have a staffer automatically generate business proposals. Click on the staffer and select the auto proposals option. When this box is ticked, the staffer will automatically generate business proposals whenever she isn't working or anything else. This means she won't generate research points. Different types of business proposals have different benefits. You can click on the staffer's office and choose the preferred proposal type for her focus on from among the types of business deals you've unlocked. More proposal types can be unlocked from the research menu. I've been good. I've been back at work, so it's hard to jump into people's streams now. No, you're good. Thank you for joining mine. I really do appreciate it. You've been using a lot of the menu tabs like the idle staff and activities. Did you know that you can switch between the menu tabs using keyboard shortcuts? You can advance to the next menu tab by pressing tab or cycle up and down through them using the page up, page down keys, or use the middle mouse button to advance through them. Pressing the keys home or end will jump to the top or bottom menu tab. Let's return to the default agency view. To close the current tab, click the X icon or use the keyboard shortcut escape. You can also open the most recent tab by clicking a right mouse button. On the default agency view, you can get an overview of how much research points you currently have. You can use the buttons here as shortcuts for daily activities like promotion, performance, and spa treatment. These daily activities can also be triggered using keyboard shortcuts. You can now view pending tasks from the default agency view. Let's take a look at your pending tasks. It looks like there's a story event waiting for you. Progressing through the game's story will require you to complete objectives, which are detailed here. Meeting the requirements for a story task doesn't automatically trigger the story event. You'll need to come back to the screen and click on the story task when you're ready to advance. But be warned, the world matches to the beat of its own drum, and sometimes certain story events will happen automatically. In addition to story tasks, sometimes characters will give you the optional task to complete, which will appear on the screen. If you socialize with an idol group and ask about her wishes, it will show up as a task here. You will also get a task if you take out a loan from a certain someone. Like with the story events, you'll need to come back to this screen and click on the task after meeting the requirements in order to complete the task. If you ever get stuck and aren't sure how to progress the story, you can always come back to this screen to view the requirements of the next story event. It's time to hire a dance staffer. Click over the staff tab. Click the green hire button. You can choose from novice, professional, and expert level staffers. More experienced staffers start with higher stats, but also cost more money to employ. Let's hire a dance coach. Now our staffer needs a place to work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office for her. Dance room. Grab the staffer's car. If the staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Yeah. So now hire a music staffer. Let's hire a voice coach or a music producer. Now our new staffer needs a place to work. Let's go back to the main agency view and build an office room. Click unused space and select recording studio. Ooh, okay. Grab the staffer's car from the staff, yeah. If staffers aren't assigned to a particular task, they will automatically generate research points. Music generate, yeah. Dance coaches and vocal coaches can help idols improve their dance and vocal stats. Let's have your dance staffer coach an idol. Go to the idol tab. Click and drag a card. Which one was it? This one? Down to 73. So we'll train you.
はじめ
Note that a staffer can only coach an idol if the staffer's coaching stat is higher than the idol stat. For example, a dancer staff with the coaching stat of 20 won't be able to coach an idol whose dance stat is 20 or higher. This consumes idol stamina. Be careful not to overwork your idols. You can click on a staffer's room and select Auto Practice to have them automatically coach idols whenever they're not working on anything else. Staffers won't generate research points when coaching. To produce a single, you need to have hired a dance staffer, music staffer, and a manager staffer. You can also go to the research tab and unlock at least one lyric type, marketing strategy, choreography style, and genre of music. Research. Unlock at least one lyric type. Ew. Excuse me. Sorry. I apologize. Vanilla, which one should we go for? Thank you. Do you want to do pop, EDM, metal, rock, hip hop, funk, R&B, avant-garde, or unka? Rock? All right. A rock idol group. Marketing strategy. Fans get a ticket for a handshake with one of the idols. Hardcore fans buy 50% more copies. Oof. Ads campaign. Viral. Big scandal. Blued PV. Success rates depend on information. 16 cute stats. Let's do group handshake. That sounds right. Choreography style. I guess if we're doing rock, we could go either for cool, sexy, or energetic. Maybe street. Alright, thank you for stopping by, Vanilla. I hope you had fun. See you next time. Let's do... Pretty might be a better option. We'll do energetic. Lyrics. At least one lyric type. It's also a good idea to wait until your group has some fans who will be willing to buy the single. Lacking fans, try doing some promotion activities under the Activities tab. It's time to create your first single. Open the Singles tab and select Single. Start by choosing it. You can type a name for your single and click the registration icon to have the game choose for me. Free beats. That's fine. You'll need to select your number of CDs to produce. This does not apply for marketing plan. Let's do a digital only release. I'll produce 500 CDs. No, we'll do 100 CDs. Because we don't have that many fans. Maybe 50. I'll do 50 for now. And assign to choose which idols to participate in the single. Click an idol and drag her to the formation screen to place her in the formation.
Yes!
Your group stats will be based on the stats of the idols participating in the single. Idols closer to the center of the formation will contribute more. The team chemistry stat is based on how well the idols in the formation are getting along with each other. Being fully in formation can have a negative effect on team chemistry. Being chosen as the center can also boost an idol's individual career. It is when your girls wishing to be a center. And after you're done setting up to your formation.
プロデューサーさんプロデューサーさん
Now that all your hard choices have been made, it's time to produce your single. You'll need to have your character write the lyrics, have a music staffer work on the song, have a dance staffer do the choreography, and a manager staffer create the marketing plan. The success of the single will depend on their stats. Start by dragging the single into your office to work on the lyric. Completing all the production tasks associated with the single will take some time. Alright, we'll check this out. There's quite a bit of waiting, I guess. Which is fine. Jeez, 10,000 yen. Drag your single into other representatives to have your staff work on it.
開始
Okay, I'll have...
ELC
You train her. You're fine. vocal went out. Let's do another vocal
やるせ
for her.
"終了!」開始します。
Alright, you're vocal at 20 now. I would like you at a level higher. Max coaching level's 40. You're at 20. Your vocal can get to 76. So
やるせ
here again. Alright, at least 21. That's decent enough.
"終了します。
やるせ 終わりっせ
Now, really, pick a release button. $28 of 50. I knew doing 50 would have been a better option.
Yo.
Hey, thought I'd stop by. I can see the binders on your desk that you've been consulting some of the business notes I gave you. That's good. Part of the binder I mentioned you by name. Is that so? Well, it's not surprising. As I said, they were written by a former associate of mine. I trusted them enough to run several of my business operations, and they did quite well. So any advice they have to give is probably worth taking. I hope they're not saying anything bad about me.
Producer?
Hello, sir. You can call me by name. Oh, alright then. Are you sure that's alright? I'm not really into the habit of addressing superiors by their given name, so I might slip back into habit. Oh, it's not a problem. Anyway, I want to ask you about a few things. Specifically, we need to set a more guidelines for how the girls behave and how events are run. It can be chaotic if things aren't consistent. I think it's best to have a set policy in place so that everyone is working with the same rulebook, so to speak. What policy do you recommend? Well, I'm not sure I'd recommend any specific set of policies. Different organizations have different sets of rules, and each set of rules has its own pros and cons. The policies that Foxes of Golden Dawn has will be part of what sets it apart from other groups. Of course, nothing is set in stone. You can always change your mind if you don't like the current set of policies. In fact, it's pretty common for new groups to be flexible when they first start off, and adapt their policies depending on what seems to work best. The longer you stick to a given policy, the more people come to expect certain things from you. When an organization gains more of a reputation and people get more used to running things a certain way, changing policies can take a while, and you might have to wait longer for the benefits to show up. But since we're a young organization, we have time to change things around. So if you're a bit unsure, no need to stress over a particular policy decision. You can always adjust it later. So there's probably a bit more explanation than you needed. You're the boss. You don't need me to explain to you how your organization works. In fact, you're supposed to be the one who tells me everyone else how things work. So with that in mind, what kind of business proposals do you think would be the most promising? Advertisements, probably. Variety shows. Photo shoots? Maybe.
いいですね。
Photo shoots are one-time gigs, so they're good for a quick infusion of cash without having to worry about long-term contracts. If you're looking to maximize short-term revenue, it's hard to do better than a photo shoot. You want me to focus on photo shoots? Yes.
わかりました。
Alright, sir. Sounds good. Of course, it never hurts to change things up depending on what direction the company is going in. So you can always adjust your group's policy on which type of business proposals to focus on. Of course, while I might be focused on trying to get a certain kind of business proposal, sometimes other opportunities will fall into your lap. I'll be sure to let you know about those when they come up. You know, if they're not the kind of business deal we're focusing on at
す
the
みま
moment.
せん。
Sorry if it sounded like I was second guessing you there. Business proposals are kind of my area of expertise, so I just wanted to make sure you knew you were well aware of the options before you made your decision. My next few questions should be a bit simpler and more straightforward. Recently, I've been thinking about the branding of Foxes of Golden Dawn. What kind of vibe do you want people to associate with your group? Cool.
いいですね。
Nice choice. I'll try hard to make sure we're cultivating that kind of aesthetic. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do that, because apparently being a tryhard isn't very cool. We all try just a little. I think we can manage that. Alright, another branding question. It's about the kind of fans we're trying to attract. What kind of image are we trying to project? Rebellious.
わかりました。
Interesting choice. A rebellious image will make it harder to get good business proposals, but projecting an aura of rebelliousness should make us more appealing to younger fans. And what kind of image also seems to be popular among female fans as well? Okay, now for a question about screening incoming talent. We can conduct background checks during the recruitment process. A more rigorous background check would make the recruitment process more expensive, but it can help filter out more of the bad apples. How extensive do you want our background checks to be?
わかりました。
Just the basics, huh? That should help us screen out some of the more problematic candidates. We also need to talk about social media. Since anything that the idols post online is going to reflect on the organization, part of the idols' contracts allow us to set rules governing their public social media use. What kind of policy do you want regarding social media? Pre-moderated
いいですね。
posts. So all the girls' posts have to be approved before they can be posted? I think we can get a system in place for that. Smart thinking. Most of the benefits of social media while reducing the chance of something scandalous being posted. On a related note, we should figure out what to do about allowing live streams. If we want to allow them at all, they can make a source of exposure, but there's always the risk of a scandal.
いいですね。
Alright, you know, I have heard that some streamers collect donations from viewers and actually make a bit of side income from it. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing either. Oh, another thing. We need to have a dating policy in place. There are more, shall we say, invested fans who don't like the idea of idols dating. They think it ruins part of the appeal. On the other hand, not allowing idols to date is the kind of thing that would seem draconian to less invested fans, and that might be a bit of a turnoff for them. And that's completely apart from the impact that romance can have on an idol's life on an individual basis. There are a lot of emotional highs and lows that can come with the dating scene, and while romance can boost someone's self-esteem, it could just as easily end up being a distraction. There's also the fact that what kind of dating policy we set will affect how dating-related scandals are seen by the public. If we have strict rules against dating, then anything remotely scandalous is going to be a much bigger deal than if we were more permissive. On the other hand, having a loose and flexible policy makes it more likely that scandals will happen in the first place. We could also try to hedge our bets a little by not setting an official policy. And no matter what kind of dating policy we have, it probably won't do anything to discourage idols from becoming romantically involved within the group. That kind of thing has been known to happen, though if it's an internal thing, it's easier to keep that thing kind of thing under wraps, so it probably wouldn't be an issue regardless. I don't know. No restrictions, I guess.
わかりました。
Best to keep ourselves out of it then. I don't ask, don't tell policy. Probably won't appeal to many fans, but it is so less likely to repel them. One last thing, related to finances. More specifically, salaries. One of the things I've been thinking about is proactively offering the talent pay raises in order to keep them satisfied. The way it is right now, the only time idol salaries can increase is if you change them yourself. But if you authorize me to offer them incremental pay bumps, I could keep an eye on which girls seem to be less satisfied with their pay and give them a slight pay bump to keep them satisfied. How do you want me to handle the idol salaries? Try to keep idol satisfaction at moderate levels.
わかりました。
Okay, sounds good. I'll adjust idol salaries if their satisfaction seems to be dipping too low. Hey, boss, are you? Oh, sorry, am I interrupting
構いません
anything?
よ。
Not at all. We were just wrapping up some discussions of the group's policies. Hey, that's good thinking. Have you set any policies on things like event security? No, actually, but that's a great point. In fact, we should probably decide that right now. Yeah, we need to figure out what our security policy is going to be at events where the idols interact with fans. You know, like performances, appearances, handshake events, that sort of thing. Hardcore fans don't like seeing security guards everywhere, but having a good security in place will make the girls feel safer. What security should we have at the events? Normal.
わかりました。
Alright, we'll do everything by the book. Standard stuff. Or on the topic of live events, I've been focusing a lot on dance choreography. More specifically, I've been thinking about clothing choices and how skirts can make certain kinds of wardrobe accidents more likely. Depending on the dance moves, fans might seem a bit more than what we want we want them to see, if you get my drift. I'm sure that hardcore fans would get a huge kick out of seeing the girls in short skirts, but less hardcore fans aren't as into that kind of thing. If we go with longer skirts, some of the male fans wouldn't be too happy with that choice, but it would probably go over better with female fans, and would still please some of the hardcore fans without alienating the more casual fans. Or as a bit of a compromise, we could have the girls wear short skirts with safety shorts. Less risk of wardrobe malfunctions, that would keep the hardcore fans moderately happy without alienating anyone. Of course, we could always dodge the issue entirely and just have them wear pants instead. More and more groups are doing it these days, and from what I hear, a lot of casual fans find that more appealing. Especially guys in the audience. Hardcore fans probably prefer the more traditional look with the skirts, though. So how do you want to handle clothing for dance performances? Short skirts with safety shorts.
それよ。
Sounds like a compromise that probably won't ruffle any feathers. I'll make a note of that. Thanks for bringing it up. Oh, one last thing. I know this is kind of a subjective question, but when it comes to live performance, what do you think is better, quality or energy? Balance and moderation. You know, I think you might be right. That's kind of a boring answer, but having a super polished performance or a super energetic performance can take a lot of energy. It can be nice when you have a concert that goes well because the girls practiced really hard or because they were really giving it their all and not holding anything back. But pushing them too hard can lead to burnout, and more balanced approach might be better in the long term. Of course, if you've ever changed your mind, you can always change the group policies. Yes, I'll draft up a list of group policies based on our discussion today, but you can modify them at any time. If you're unsure, my personal recommendation would be to experiment early on to see what works best for you. Once we actually start getting into production mode and start recording music and doing live performances, changing policies will take longer, so it's best to decide these kind of things early if you
あり
can.
がとうございます。
Thanks for your time, sir. I look forward to working with Foxes of Golden Dawn. I know we're just starting out, but I've got a good feeling about how things are going to go. Not mind if I step in for a moment? It's good to see you. Oh, no need to roll out the recovery from today. I'm just here to let you know about the opportunities I found out about. They have a friend who wishes to reduce her, and always looking for programming slots like the quiz show, that sort of thing. I actually put the idea in their head that we could do a quiz show that produces for entire idol groups compete against each other, or just yourself. What's the catch? Oh, I was thinking for the caveat, huh? to put skeptic instincts pretty well. They're nothing too serious. They just make sure that he'll play the future. You have a certain amount of clout. To put it in concrete terms, you need to have enough talent on board to justify calling it an actual idol group. 3 idols to group, 2 idols to company, anything less that you're playing with yourself. If you remember majority, so you're already big enough. And also, you need to be single. You don't have. You just want to cut it in. Put it on the show. There. If you read the verbatim quote, you should be fees. Congrats on that. You are feeding this time next week. And if not, clear skill because the rest went typing as planned. Alright then.
Yo.
Hey, just wanted to see how you were doing. How's your first week in the job been? Doing fine. You're being natural at this, and it's happened to my professional network and managed to get you a small mention on a local news broadcast. I also touched several folks who run businesses in the area and got to put up promotional materials for a while. I ain't going out making the big time, but we'll at least get the attention of people who are nearby. That's generous of you. Hey, I'm a stakeholder. That's what's good for you is good for me, right? Of course, I want you to help you succeed. I can't do this sort of thing all the time, but I want to make sure you have a successful launch. And on a more personal level, I figure that if you know I'm going to do right by you, you'll do right by me. You dig? Relationships are a two-way street. Along with that, in the future, you'll be in a position to return the favor. Of course, I don't mean to make this seem like a bigger deal than it is. More people in the area are going to have an awareness of your group. That doesn't automatically turn them into fans, but it does mean that when you promote the group, people won't pay more likely to pay attention. You might gain more fans than you would ordinarily thanks to the temporary boost. Ditto for the performances, people are more likely to check out a group that they've been hearing about recently, so you might see a small boost in attendance. Alright, skip. So much talking. SNS, policies. Alright, I have free reign now, it seems. These are now leveled up. Spa treatment. You need to work on your dance. That's a break room. Let's have a drink. Cannot because I'm out of money. Just find a business proposal. Media genre. Interviews. Love. Let's do partying. For you. We'll do ads campaign. We'll have cute, cool, and you will be pop. Gotta have the pop, EDM. Ooh, a special event. Release 5 singles to unlock. Alright then.
始め
they keep increasing. Oh, I see. Well, let's socialize with you. You can work on dancing. Hey, me, sir. I just received a phone call from Fujimoto's son's office. It sounds like you're going to make a television appearance in 1 week. I also received an email directly from the studio with the details of the location of the shoot. Apparently, it's some kind of quiz show where you'll be competing against the producers of other idol groups. I'm actually somewhat familiar with the local station that's recording the show. Not super familiar, but I may have watched it a few times after work, and I took the liberty of watching a few clips that have been circulated online. Since it's a quiz show, I figured you might want a quick primer on what to expect. If you'd like, I could give you some pointers based on my somewhat limited exposure. Sure, I'd appreciate a few pointers. One of the things I noticed about this show is that you really like to do variants of the Newlywed Game. Newlywed Game? Where do I fit into this? Well, the show seems to be inspired by the Newlywed Game, but it often doesn't include people who are actually in a romantic relationship. So rather than testing a husband and wife to see how well they know each other, they might ask a boss questions to see how well they know their employees, or ask a school teacher questions to see how well they know their students. If I had to guess, the hosts will probably be asking you questions to see how well you know the idols in the group. For example, they might ask you if you know about the idols' hobbies or other facts about them. I guess I'll have to study up before the show. If you like to prefer that kind of questions you might get asked, it could be worthwhile to spend some time with the idols. No, you know how to do that, right? Yeah, I know. At any rate, it's up to you to know how much prep work you want to do. After all, the point of these games, so quiz shows, is to be entertaining for the viewers. Though, if I'm being honest, part of me really wants to see you win. After all, this is supposed to be a quiz show for producers of small idol groups. That means that any one of you face off against would naturally be a rival, right? I see you lose to a rival. But it is all in good fun. I'm sure there's no matter what the result of the quiz show, everyone will be having a good time. Win or lose, what's most important is entertaining the viewers at home. That's what I'm trying to do. How's it helping? Iwasaki Mao gives a brief summary of a TV show she saw last night and shares a personal anecdote about her family. You also find out that Iwasaki Mao loves Bollywood movies. Alright, so we have... What's up, Skelly? How are you? We know she likes a large collection of American comic books. I'm decent. I'm doing pretty well. Just checking out the game that came out. Now I'm gonna socialize. Her. So far, I'm enjoying myself. You're still good. You need to learn more dance. How are you, Skelly?
悪い傾向です。
Looks like I'm gonna need a loan. Oh, I can actually write down how much the loan needs to be. That's fine. Look at me, doesn't want to watch on TV. Got you on my phone. Awesome. Is Cake done with her stream? Casual conversation. Hey, what's up? Kojime Kanona admits she's been playing a new video game recently and shares a bit about what has been going on with her family. You also find out that Kojima Kanan has the William Tell Overture as her wake-up alarm. Yes, she rated a person someone suggested, and then they rated someone else, and I think that person ends. Oh, so the person she rated ended their stream? Oh, that sucks. I still did it, I suppose. We need a photo shoot. Get a pretty photo shoot. But yeah, also if you look down on the stream, you're right there. I just need sound. Silence makes me... No, sometimes... Well, I mean, sometimes it's nice to have a bit of silence, you know? But no, you don't want to have silence all the time. They were on for a few minutes after the raid and then passed it on. Oh. Let's do a performance. Sweet, got in that mun. Get in the muns, hun. You need a dance. You also need a dance, but you're busy. Another performance. I stream every morning at 8 a.m. Sunday is sometimes, but Monday through Wednesday. Sorry, I'm stretching. More fans. Oh no, it's evening, but sometimes I stream every now and then. But my streams that I keep consistent is 8 a.m. EST. Sometimes Sunday, Monday through Wednesday. Yes, it's 3:07 a.m. right now for me. I won't be going on for too much longer myself. Honestly, compared to what Cake streams, I stream quite a lot more. Like, on average week, I stream about, let's see, 4, 6. Like, you're in the same time zone as another friend of mine, so I'll keep that in mind. Wonderful. Let me see my channel analytics. So we have... These are my July stats. We have... Monday. I want to see time streams. 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, 6 hours. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. These 3 days here, nights I work. Sunday is when I come home from work. So that's why it's kind of iffy if I stream during that day. But I stream consistently every morning, about 6 hours. So about 6, 12, about 18 hours every week. How many followers do I have? I think I go to my channel. Cool, I think of a stream for you, so I'll probably end up rating you. Nice. Well, I'm glad that you came to check me out. Also, you can check the Discord if you'd like. I usually post on Discord, whether I'm streaming or not, in most cases. This is an interesting game so far. I'll probably at the entrance to the studio. It's kind of like a combination of a like a shit, I forget what they're called. They're not dating sims, but what's it called? Graphic novels. It's like a graphic novel mixed with just the Idle Manager game. It's got splices of it in Atome. I don't know. That probably is it. That's probably it.
Yeah, domo domo.
Hello there. You must be Mr. Fox. No, it's just the one Mr. Fox. Charmed, for sure. Thank you so much for coming by. I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. Let me explain how things will work here. You're one of the 4 different Idle Group producers we invited to the studio. We're going to have separate recordings with each of you, where we hit you with a series of questions about your Idle Group. We'll tally your scores, and the 2 producers with the highest quiz scores will then face off head to head. Atome, I do believe, is the term for dating sims. Probably. If you're not one of the top 2, you get to go home early. Of course, I'm sure you'll want to do your best to try to win the prize. Not that I've played many.